What's up, everybody? This is Barn on 11970, and as always, I thank you guys for watching my video. All right, now, I'm really starting to think, in my humble opinion, and of course, this is just my opinion, you don't have to agree with it. The one thing I could ask you for is look at what's going on with this particular alternative media channel, RT, and judge for yourself. I'm really starting to think more and more as I see the videos that they're putting out now with all these exposure videos coming out, that this is an infiltration to the alternative media, and I'm beginning to not trust them. As a matter of fact, I'm actually thinking about unsubscribing from them and not listening to what they talk about. Prime example, when Bitcoins were crashing, they were promoting Bitcoins. And we know that Max Kaiser is on the RT network on the YouTube. I know he has his own channel, but RT puts his stuff on. There are videos exposing the truth about the Boston Marathon, where they have actual video evidence that one of the suspects that everybody the other day was cheering about his murder and the other one's capture, they have video evidence showing him leaving the scene, and you see the explosion in the background, so it's not like they just took a random picture of him, but he still had his backpack on. And they also have video footage of pictures of these guys that work for what's called Kraft. So when you hear them say Kraft, they're not talking about the cheese company. There's actually a military, like almost like an A-team kind of thing, military for hire. And they have almost that Punisher logo, that skull, not the skull and crossbones, just the skull, like in the Punisher comic book. They had tape of, well, pictures of one of them with the same matching backpack that exploded with a little white patch. And they also have a picture of that same guy who was wearing that backpack leaving the scene after the explosion and no longer had his backpack. Now, they also, and David Vanderbeek, the potential next governor of Nevada, posted a video that I just saw now showing, and I actually, this is the funny part, when people asked about that fire then explosion of that fertilizer plant, people were asking me if I thought that was a false flag. And I honestly, and you can watch my comment responses on my videos if you could find it. I'm not going to take the time because I have so many comments there. But I actually said I didn't think this one was a false flag. So for everybody to think, oh, every single thing that happens, I automatically assume it was a false flag, I actually didn't think that was. I thought that was just an unfortunate incident. But if you look at the video of David Vanderbeek, and I'll post the link on the bottom in the description box, he actually shows that a missile hit into the building. And here's one other interesting fact that they've uncovered about the that particular fertilizer plant that just coincidentally happened to explode. Well, it seems apparently that I think a year or two ago, that fertilizer plant had a lawsuit against Monsanto. There are also rumors, which I can't confirm at this point. If anybody has more information, please let me know, that Monsanto bought Blackwater, which is another kind of place like Kraft, which is basically ex-military for hire, hired guns. So to all the people out there that think everything's a conspiracy, well, look at what's going on. And let me ask you this. Why aren't places like RT, who is supposed to be the alternative media, why aren't they talking about it? Why aren't they at least questioning it? Why are they ignoring it? There's too many of these videos and too much of this information going out that there's no way they don't know. So my question is, why are they ignoring it? Because to me, if you have integrity and honesty, and you're doing what you're doing, whatever it is in life, for the right reasons, you will be there in the good times, but you will also be there in the bad times. Like, for example, I'll give you a prime example, good time, bad time, because I'm not ashamed of my past, even if I regret decisions. There was a time back in December where some of you may know or some of you may not know that I was making very nasty videos towards a person called the news unit. And I'll explain why, to show you guys how integrity rules the day when you don't deny things. Well, at the time, some of you may or may not know, because Corey C. actually put up a remix of it. Thank you, by the way, for bringing back that memory for me. I just had my wife at the time leave me. We were having some problems. That's all taken care of. It was a misunderstanding. But she left. My father, which died, well, it'll be a week from now, it'll be 1 year since his death. So my father just recently died at that point. And the news unit, among others, there were a bunch of people that were making videos mocking me about a thing I was talking about lottery scratch-off tickets. Now, I might not have presented it the best way, but I was trying to share information and try and help people, which, by the way, I've won probably about $300 to $500 more since I stopped talking about it, because people just don't understand things. And they instead of talking to people, they like to make fun of people, because that's what mature adults do. But the one that did it the most was a guy called the news unit, who for some reason has this vendetta against me, which is fine. I've moved past it. But I got to the point, at that point, with all those things going on at the same time, I broke down and I was threatening to fight him. I wanted to fight him because I was just so built up. It was almost like taking a 2-liter soda and shaking it. I was ready to explode. I regret that decision. When my wife and I wanted to get back together again, she was telling me that if I went to fight him, then there was no chance of us getting back together again. And I thought, well, what's more important? Having to fight somebody that I really don't care about, or getting back with my wife, the person I love and want to spend the rest of my life with. So I actually did the right thing, apologized to him, and I moved on from it. But here you go. I've made videos about this. I just thought it was done because I'm old school. When you forgive people and you move on, you're supposed to let that in the past and continue on. Some people can't get over it and they continue it. But here I am, admitting what I did wrong, taking my integrity and showing that I am not afraid to admit something that I did that was probably not a good thing, whether it was justified or not. But let me ask you something. Why aren't places like, for example, RT, even questioning these news events? Because if they disproved them, well, that would help us, wouldn't it? Or if they confirmed that they were true, that would help us even more. But to ignore it and just let it slip away, that doesn't seem very credible. That doesn't seem very honest. So I'm going to post the link about the video proof that they're showing about the craft guy with the matching backpack and leaving the scene without a backpack. And I will also put the link for the David Vanderbeek video about the missile hitting into the fertilizer plant. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say this is 100% proof, lock and barrel. I want you to watch it and make your own opinions, because I'm here to speak truth. I'm not here to be popular, so I'm not going to join bandwagons where other people will like me because I talk about what they like or what everybody else agrees with. I've said this statement before, and I'll say it again. Wrong is wrong, even if everybody is doing it, and right is right, even if you're the only one doing it. So I'm going to get haters. This is part of this movement. You know, I really think that the people that are not working for the government should really realize that we all need, at this time more than any, at least in my history, to work together and get along and actually try and fight this. The divide and conquer amongst ourselves has really got to stop. And the immaturity, I mean, really. I was immature back in December when I wanted to fight somebody that I look now and just, he's irrelevant to me, whatever he says about me. And he continues to try and pump stuff up. As a matter of fact, I still have a comment of his where on one of my sun gazing videos, which people destroy me for anyway, but meanwhile I have not been sick in the year that I've done it. My vision has improved and my health has improved. He actually tried to instigate something. He was talking about silver on my sun gazing video, and all I said was, and the comment's still there, so you can check and verify it. So even if he deletes his, you'll see my response is still there. That I said, please don't put stuff about silver crashing on a sun gazing video. Keep with the topic. And his response is, F you, do you want to throw down again? And I just ignored him. So obviously he can't get over it. That's his problem. But it shows when you have integrity, you don't just avoid a situation or ignore it. You answer it and either apologize for what you do wrong or admit things and move on. At least that's what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to be unsubscribing from RT, and I'm really disappointed in the average person out in the world who, no matter how much information showing video proof, for them to at least look at and verify for themselves, they just choose to ignore. I don't understand that at this point. So before this video gets too long, I'm going to post those 2 video links in the description box below. Check them out yourself and comment on here, and let's go from there. So everybody, thanks for watching, and you guys will always know I may not get everything right. I may not say everything perfect. I may not even talk about what you think is the best thing to talk about. But keep this in mind, guys. I take pride in my integrity. And if I ever make mistakes, if I ever do something wrong, I am man enough to realize it and move on. That's what you're supposed to do as a decent human being. It doesn't make me perfect. It doesn't mean I get everything right. It means that I'm not ashamed of what I chose to do, even if it ultimately ends up being something wrong. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.